What is up, everybody? This is a special episode coming from Las Vegas, Nevada. We're here with the one and only Brad Parker from Deal Now. Brad, how are you doing?
Doing great. Great to be here, Hassan.
Guys, this is a special episode. So one thing that we're trying to do in the acquisition space, number one, is raise the space altogether. And number two is interview people that have either been in the game for a long time, that are buying and they're giants, or number two is products and services that I believe in, that I recommend, and that I know dealers are using to scale their acquisition operation. That is why we're sitting here with Brad Parker, the man, the myth, the legend. This is actually the first time. This is the first time I actually met him in person. We've been speaking now. When did we first meet? November? I think November.
A couple months ago. Yeah, November.
Yeah. So actually the way I found out about you was through George.
Oh, cool.
Saliba.
No way.
Yeah. I remember because I think you had made him a good deal. Something along those lines. And then he was like, there's a company called Deal Now. And then I looked into it. I was like, oh, that's really cool. And at the same time, Oakley reached out. And at the same time, I was planning my conference. And I was like, oh, this is good. We're going to just all meet together right now.
Oh, makes sense.
And that's how we met. Brad, let's take it back. If you're okay with it, I want to take it back. We're going to go way back.
All right.
Okay, so first off, where were you born and raised?
Orlando, Florida.
Whoa. How long were you there for?
My whole life. Well, yeah, until college.
Okay.
And so, born and raised there, and yeah.
Do you come from a big family?
Five.
Five?
Five siblings. I'm number 3 in the middle.
Number 4. Nice. What was it like being the middle child?
You kind of learn to do things on your own. The first 2 brothers, they drew a lot of attention. They got in a lot of trouble, and I got to kind of sneak through, without too much attention.
Nice. Were they also entrepreneurs, or were you the only entrepreneur in the family?
My next oldest brother, he's very entrepreneurial. He's very successful, has a big boat club franchise in Florida, and does really, really well.
Nice.
In a boat dealership. And then my younger brother's very entrepreneurial. Nice. He's had different businesses, even helped with M&A for different businesses. And
nice.
So
are you guys kind of like competing with each other, but not actually competing with each other?
No. I mean,
a fun way?
It's kind of cool. I mean, I give a lot of credit to my dad. You know, he was always, there was never a ceiling over our head. It was always like, if you want something, go get it.
Oh, I love it.
And I mean, his granddad, it was one of those stories where he kind of left his home, when he was in, high school with like what he had in a shoebox. Wow. And he was like a bricklayer. And he started in the boat business back in 1927.
Wow.
But it's always kind of been in his roots to just like, if you want something, work hard, go get it. Like nobody owes you anything. Go get it.
Do you feel like because you grew up, your father's an entrepreneur as well, I'm assuming? Yeah. So he was in what space? He was in dealerships?
In the marine industry, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so he kind of follows suit with, his dad, but he kind of took it to another level. Yeah. In growing the family business and the dealership in Florida. Do
you feel like there's been any lessons from your father that you've learned either at a young age or throughout your life that really sticks with you today in business?
Do good to people, treat people well. I noticed one thing about my dad. It was one of those situations where it wasn't just people that had been with him for a few years. No, it was like 30 plus years.
Wow.
So he had people that were around him that believed in him, but he treated them well. He treated people well. And I think, even my dad would, no matter where we'd go, whether it was somebody, cleaning at the restaurant we were at or picking up the trash or whatever, no matter what their, role was, he could just rap with them, talk to them, and crack up with them like they were just best buddies.
Wow.
And so I love my dad. He's just a great example of somebody that he genuinely loves people.
Yeah. Why do you think he's like that?
I don't know. I mean, he's just a good old Southern boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, I don't know. He just has a natural, genuine love for people.
Yeah. I heard one time, and I also know from like experience as well, it's like, you never know how far like one kind word can go. You never know. Like, and on the other side, there's people that are starving for someone to say, "Hey, I appreciate you."
Yeah.
Not only would it change their day, it changed the rest of their year. You never know what someone's actually struggling and going through.
You know what? Everyone is dealing with stuff.
Yeah.
And, life is hard. And I think, and a lot of times people are too busy in their own day, in their own situation to recognize that. But, you know, it's kind of I don't know, especially in the marine industry, it's like all ships rise with a rising tide. You know, as we focus on lifting others up, we all rise up together. I don't know, there's just power and stuff like that. And I think you learn that, you know, life isn't about, you know, trying to get ahead. You actually get ahead by helping other people, you know, giving people a hand up instead of a hand out.
This is getting a lot deeper, a lot faster like that. I love this. I love this. This is amazing. No, I love this. This is beautiful. Okay. We're going to keep going down this path with your story. And I think many great things are going to come out of this. So I'm going to ask you just random questions off the cuff. Who was Brad Parker in high school? Did you play sports? Like, who were you? Were you the class clown? What were you?
I was a little bit of a class clown.
Okay.
You know, I wasn't, I like sports, but I was mainly a water person.
Yeah? Water polo?
I love surfing. No, water polo, surfing.
Okay.
So
Okay.
surfing or wakeboarding.
Nice.
So even when wakeboarding like first came out, like back in the, you know, early 90s, like we were already doing that on lakes and on surfboards and stuff and fooling around. But I love the water. Nice. And I would always go over to the beach, surf whenever I could. I even did surf competitions when I was 13. I would, you know.
Ever in West Coast?
No, just on East Coast, Florida.
Okay. There's not really waves there. Is there waves there?
Well, there's plenty of waves. I mean, we get some swell, but definitely a lot of storm, you know, surf when it happens. But no, we get waves.
Have you surfed on the West Coast?
Oh yeah.
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 Okay. I'm a West Coast guy. I'm an East Coast hater.
Yeah, Trestles or San Diego and you know, different places. So
It was a real deal. It was a real deal. So did you know what you want to do in high school? Like, did you have like an aspiration to be something or do something?
No, I always thought that I may, you know, kind of be part of the family business and somehow. Okay. You know, I always thought that I might get into the boat business like my dad.
Yeah.
No, I always thought that would kind of be my path.
Nice. What did you do after high school? I know you said you went to college over there as well. What did you go to college for, and then what did you end up doing after college?
Yeah, so I mean, I just went into college and did general business, and then actually it was around that time that they came out with a focus of entrepreneurship, and that kind of just drew me to it because it's like I wanted to know about everything. I wanted to have kind of general knowledge about the different parts of a business, but I didn't really feel strong about diving into any one piece of it. Yeah. So I did entrepreneurship, which I was grateful for that because it gave me kind of a broad, you know, view of just business in general. And I knew I wanted to go down that path.
Would you say now that you've done that, is it better to get a degree in entrepreneurship by doing entrepreneurship or actually getting a degree in entrepreneurship? I'm being a hater right now.
Yeah, no, honestly, it's, you know, at the end of the day, like, okay, I went through all that. Yeah. Yes, I learned things, and I think the things I loved the most about college was the discussions and some of the, you know, the lectures and stuff, and some of the really great people that came in that have been there and done that. But at the end of the day, like, I felt like an idiot. Like I felt, you know, I felt like I didn't have any good ideas. I was trying to like think of a business idea. Like I wanted to be that person. Like there's people in the graduate schools that are already like starting their businesses or they already got this.
Or you made a patent or something.
Well, that's right. Yeah. And, you know, there's all, you hear all the chatter, you know, but it's just like, what do I got? I got nothing. Yeah. I got nothing. Yeah. You know, and I tried like thinking of different things, but then I'm like, all right, maybe I'll go into boats. And so I decided to get a job at, you know, actually one thing that I respect my dad for. Yeah. He said, if you want to come back and work in the family business, you have to go work for someone else for at least 2 years. And so that's what I did. I went, you know, to work at a dealership where I was and worked there for 3 years. Nice. And did really well. And I learned that, okay, I actually like this. Nice. But now it allowed me to come back to work for him with some knowledge. Like I had some skills and I actually had something to contribute. And it wasn't like, oh, boss's son is showing up and we got to like take care of this kid. Yeah, absolutely. So you went into the family business. Yeah. Where did you go from there? Obviously, I know you're Alpine, Utah. How did you go from there to Alpine? Or
What was that process like?
Yeah, no, lots to unpack.
Yeah,
in
let's
that.
do it.
But okay. So one thing, most of the jobs that I had, like I even sold vacuums in college. I would literally do demonstrations on people's
You were that guy.
floors.
That was like Zig Ziglar, right? Didn't Zig Ziglar used to do that?
I don't know, maybe,
Yeah.
but I think the only point when I came to work for my dad, I came right into the sales floor. I was 95% commission, 5% base. I had to slay what I ate.
Amazing.
And so it gave me the opportunity to prove myself, come in and sell.
Yeah.
And so most of my early career was always sales. And I think that actually helps me even more as an entrepreneur, because I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
You better know how to sell. You better know how to talk to people.
Yeah. And you can stay in the pocket. I've seen you on sales calls before. I know we've debriefed and you're like, oh, I love that stuff. And I was like, yeah, he's about that life. Nice.
So anyway, I did sales. I did well at that. And then we wanted to open a new store up in Daytona Beach, and my dad wanted me to open that store. So anyway, long story short, I basically did the whole thing, hired everybody, ran that store. I even made it through the financial crash of 2008. And I mean, it was like, it was probably some of the hardest years of my life.
Yeah.
2008 to probably 2012.
Wow.
Especially the 2 years after. Here you are, basically the entire financial industry coming to a halt. And before, like in high ticket retail and boats and yachts, in most downturns, a lot of that still moves.
Yeah.
But that was different. Even people with lots of money, like everything stopped. Yeah. And so, we worked around the clock. I mean, it was you had to fight to survive every single month, to just sell enough inventory to break even and survive.
I think getting through that, though, is a pretty big testament to, like, if you can get through that, like, I can get through anything.
It helps me a lot today. I think, so, I mean, especially, even today, the fact of the matter is you will have hard times come. You just have to be able to see through them. You have to be able to endure them. Yeah. But everybody is going to get hard times. Like, absolutely. The storms of life rain on all of us.
Absolutely.
You just got to know that it's going to blow over.
We talked about that in today's event. We said, hey, if you're looking for easy, this is not easy. If once you realize that this does take work, you're going to be okay.
That's right. So
good.
But and just, then I started a yacht brokerage company that allowed us to do higher-end yachts for customers. But then I realized in that process that it was the biggest bottleneck of my day, managing the dealership and desking normal deals.
Sure.
And but the brokerage business was all paper, print, scan, and fax. And so
can you explain that in layman's terms so we know?
It was all paper based. Like if I was out, if I was out of the office and I had a client call, say like, hey, I want to make an offer on that boat, or hey, I'm interested in that boat. In order for me to put together a contract and kind of like put together a deal, I had to go back to the office, put together the contract, either fax it or scan it and email it, to the client for them to look at it, sign it. But then if it was like co-buyer, co-seller, now you got multiple copies.
Oh, wow.
You're doing $1 million boat deal, and then it's like a slurred copy of a copy of a copy.
That's crazy.
So I started a company called Yacht Closer. Nice. And the quick summary, it became kind of the LegalZoom and DocuSign of the yachting industry.
Wow.
All the major brokerage houses in the country, even still today, use it to do all their contracting.
Oh, it's still around today?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, amazing.
Nobody's killed it.
Nice. Good job. Is this the company that you exited?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little about that?
Yeah. So, it was a good run. We went live in 2012, and then we exited in 2017. Nice. But it was a great journey. I mean, it was, and I think it builds up to what I'm doing now, where our swim lane was transactional workflows and simplifying complex transaction and making them easy for buyers, sellers, and dealers.
That's so cool.
And even in that process, we actually, we were actually one of the first companies to do a fully electronic using e-notary, a loan on a yacht over $1 million.
Wow.
And so because every bank told us like, nope, can't do that. Nope, can't do that. No, but at the end of the day, it was legal. It's just their internal processes that wouldn't let them. But, kind of the natural entrepreneur in me is like, don't tell me no. Like, I know you can do that.
Yeah.
Like, let's just figure it out.
Yeah.
But anyway, we started our own finance company because we got tired of dealing with all these other people that tell us everything we can't do. So we started our own finance company. We bolted it on. We did title and registration on boats and yachts around the country. But it was all because people said you can't do that. So, we'll do it on our own then.
I love it. I love that.
And so, but anyway, we, the biggest marketplaces in the world ended up acquiring us.
Nice. What was that process like? I know for some people, like having that on their resume as an entrepreneur, that they sold their company or they got bought out was like a really big thing to them. What was that like for you? What was that process like? Any advice on that process?
That was a wild ride.
Yeah.
And it was quick.
It's also your baby. That was your first
thing,
right?
I think mentally you need to know, like, that and even your founding team, like you need to have those discussions early. When the time comes, are we willing to sell? Yeah. And so mentally you need to all be there. Now the terms that can determine whether you say yes or no, but mentally as a founding team, you need to, know if that's, an option for you. But in that case, like, honestly, it took us like 4 years just to like break even and like break through. And it was a grind. We paid ourselves like survival money. Yeah. To just like break through. But we started getting a lot of momentum. We started getting a lot of attention, from people in the industry. Yeah. And I think the hardest thing was,
don't hold back. Tell us.
Well, it's like, so at the time we had 4 kids. Yeah. We had our 5th on the way. Wow. I already cashed out 3/4 of my 401k to just pay medical bills, pay credit card bills. Oh man, there's time as a company we were what we called musical credit cards.
Wow.
We were rotating through. But it was kind of like we had people that were interested in buying us, and it was real flattering, really interesting. But then I realized it was just wasting my time. Like, and I kind of got annoyed with it. But then we had one company come through that was very interested, and it was actually a huge private equity company that was kind of behind the scenes, but come through and like I told them no 3 times. Wow. Then I said yes.
Because the numbers didn't make sense, or you're like, yeah, it's time now.
Both.
Okay.
Both. You know, and then it was at a point where we need to take that number.
Sure. And by the way, was this all still in Florida?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
You had 4 kids at that time.
At that time, yeah, or 5th on the way. Yeah.
Yeah. You have a total of 8. Is that correct?
I have 8 kids.
Okay.
Yeah.
When did you move? No, we're gonna get into that. When did you move? Or you sold the company then?
Actually moved to Utah in 2013. So even while I was running the yacht business, and I would and at the time, like, we started having customers on eastern western seaboard. Yeah. So I was kind of traveling quite a bit anyway, and so it didn't quite matter where I was living. Sure. Because I was always going to either major, yachting events or industry events. But I was living in Utah starting in 2013. Yeah.
Why Utah?
My wife's parents, they were leaving on a mission, and they, actually offered, they wanted someone to live in their house while they were gone. Nice. And it was actually a way for us to save money. Good deal. Because we had like no money at that time. Yeah.
Shout out to your wife's parents.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Don't know who you are. Good job. You know how you brought up you had 4 kids, like at that time, and you're out of your 401k, like all this stuff. How did your wife survive? Like, how did like your at-home life make it so you could still do that? Was your wife like, hey, I'm all in, it's all good, I don't care?
Impossible to do it without her. Oh. And so, like, if I look at, okay, who's my number one advisor? It's my wife.
It's amazing.
And it, not only to raise a big family, but to actually endure entrepreneur life. No. It's not me. It's both of us. 100%.
Yeah.
Because it's, it's probably one of the loneliest jobs.
Yeah.
Because there's like the pressures that you feeling, in charge and feeling accountable for the people that work for you and their families, and thinking every day that, oh my gosh, I don't think we're going to make it. I don't think we're going to make it. And I think that's part of it, like the mental side of running a business.
Yeah.
It's hard to withstand the mental roller coaster of the ups and downs, because literally like most of the month you're, you feel like the world is on your chest, sucking the life out of you.
Yeah.
And there's like maybe a couple days out of the month where you're like, I'm on top of the world, but then the rest of the time.
That was like my January, and then beginning of February, I was like, let's go.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to ask you some advice for two reasons. One is it's one thing to be like, oh, this guy has a lot of kids. I'm just going to ask him. I'm going to assume he's a good dad. But I thought Oakley was your son. And when I spoke to Oakley, shout out Oakley, he was like, no, he's like my dad. I look up to him. Like he's amazing,
nice.
right? I have two questions for you. The first one is, are you open to giving advice on either what to look out for in a spouse, or something that, works for you guys, especially as an entrepreneur? Is there anything there, number one? Like either any advice relationship-wise with your spouse, or what can make business work being married to an entrepreneur?
Yeah.
And you can go anywhere anywhere you want with it.
So I think at the core of it is selflessness and genuine love. And I think, that genuine love and selflessness, where you actually care for that other person and you genuinely, want to be there for that person. Because at the end of the day, it's not that you're marrying one strong person in 1 week and you need that other strong person. No, because the other person's going to need those days where you got to lift them up.
Yeah.
And I think the idea that you're a team.
Yeah.
You're a team. Like there's times where, it's like, okay, my wife and I kind of get in a heated argument about something like that, and just a normal, kind of couple way.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, reminding yourself, wait a minute, hey, we're on the same team.
Yeah.
We're on the same team. And I think it's like perspective too. And it's like sometimes when things get heated, even at work, like, with other, people, it's like at the end of the day, you got to envision that, okay, wait a minute, we're not at each other.
Yeah.
There's something on the table here, and we're discussing how to deal with this thing on the table.
Yeah.
And we need to work at it together and get to a conclusion.
So true.
But I mean, those are just two quick things that, my wife has been honestly my rock. And, with raising so many kids and just the chaos that comes with that. She has chaos in her life, and I have chaos in mine.
Yeah.
But I think, the other thing is the power of presence. One of the things I struggled with when I was, an early entrepreneur, days is I would literally be in my own world. Yeah. Like I could be on a drive for 3 hours with my wife and not realize that I wasn't talking at all.
I feel like
because I had so many conversations. I was like playing through scenarios in my head, and I'm like thinking about work and all these pressures, and I don't realize that I'm not connecting with the person I love here in this moment. And so I think, I even do that with my kids. And sometimes, sometimes like I'll even like say that to in my mind, like be present, be present. Like, and so even if it's with like my 4-year-old, I'll literally get down on the ground and just try to like, what are you doing? You doing this? Like, like what? And try to like just be present. Yeah. And sometimes, and that's the other challenge with being an entrepreneur, because at the end of the day, you don't have a lot of time. So make those 5 minutes feel like 5 hours by being present. You're not going to be present if you got your phone, you're checking your email, you're doing all that. So it took me a long time to figure that out and get better at it.
Yeah, I feel like you're talking to me right now. This is like something I deal with as an entrepreneur as well. just being there, you know, and like, you know, sometimes you think like, let me check this email real quick, or let me just actually be, I don't think I have to be on this right now. I think it's probably better.
Like your friends, your family, people you haven't seen in a long time. Maybe
Yeah.
you're having Sunday dinner with them or something. It's
Yeah.
like, wait a minute, just cut it out. Like, be present.
Yeah. 8 children. How do you do it?
You just jump in the river raft and you go. You might lose a paddle every now and then, but
Yeah.
that suckers keep moving.
Do you have like a thing where you're like, hey, honey, I'm going to do this, and then it's going to be my time? Like, you know, some people struggle with 2 kids and a dog. Like, how 8? You know, you just 4x'd it.
Yeah, I mean, you grow into it. I mean, I think it's, you know, once you go zone defense, then it's like different rules, and you just got to figure that out.
Yeah.
Does
it get easier as you have more?
Yes and no. I mean, it at some point it does. We benefited from having some older ones.
Nice.
And then we had a gap in the middle.
Yeah.
About a 7-8 year gap in the middle, which ended up working out great for us because then they ended up being our in-house babysitters.
Amazing.
They could help out.
Best way to save money, guys.
But it also, I mean, they're hard workers too.
For sure.
Like
for sure.
everyone has chores, everyone has duties.
Yeah.
You better get your crap done.
Yeah.
And you know, just like, because we all have to make this work.
My eldest sister babysat us.
Yeah.
And like, I feared her as if she was my mother.
Yeah.
I would be sitting in the corner, like holding my ear. And then as I got older, I'm like, why did I do that? She's just my sister. But that's like, that's a command she had. She had that responsibility at an early age.
Yeah.
And she was in it.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
I have a niece and nephew as well, where they're like, one's 11 and one's like 7, right? I'm like, dude, when I have kids, you guys are in charge for sure, you know?
Yeah.
That's amazing. So I want to get into deal now, but are we skipping anything that's important that you feel like, well, okay, Hassan, we should at least talk about this before we talk about deal now? Was there anything important that happened in the journey?
The quick transition after I exited the last company, I was curious about, you know, what do I want to do next? You know, and it's not like I like to create.
Sure.
You know, I never think about the money first. You know, it's always about like everything that I've done happened to be like some pain point that happened within my, you know, my daily routine.
I want to keep you there for just one second. You said it's not money first, it's create first. Where I feel like the world now is, I need to make money, so then I'm going to.
That's true.
Why do you have that mindset where it's switched? I'm going to create instead of I'm going to make money.
If you truly create value, money will come. And if you don't have enough passion to create that value, you'll never endure the road to get there. And so I think that's why, and sometimes like when I talk to entrepreneurs and, you know, I've helped out at like local colleges and stuff and done kind of mentoring and you know, when someone comes to me with like, I got a great idea and it's something kind of over the fence, something that they're not like, they haven't really like really felt. I always worry about it because I don't feel you're ever going to have enough passion to solve it, to endure it to the end. Yeah. And so, you know, kind of like the yachting business, it was a pain point at my desk.
Yeah.
You know, but anyway, so with the first idea was private auto.
Yeah.
And that came because I was helping my son buy a car, classic private party.
Yeah.
And I had bought and sold stuff, you know, being in dealerships and stuff. Like I was always wheeling and dealing stuff on the side.
Yeah.
So very familiar with like the clunkiness, the sketchiness of the private party sale.
Yeah.
And
what is private auto?
So private auto is like Venmo for peer-to-peer car sales.
Okay.
And so, you know, but I started that because I realized that when you go to buy a car from a private seller, it's like, okay, if you have the title and I have the money, and if it's under $5,000, use Cash App, use Venmo, use cash. Like it's not as awkward to count $100 bills in a parking lot. But when it's over $10,000, it's like, okay, what are we doing here? Do we have to go meet at your bank? Do we got to go? Like, what do we got to do? And it's always kind of like just kind of a little bit sketchy.
Yeah.
So ultimately, private auto allowed you to do that whole deal from your phone, verify the person, sign bill of sale, and transfer high dollars, any amount, even $100,000.
Oh, so private auto was already doing that. This was before Deal Now.
That's
right. It was already doing that.
That's right.
I thought private auto was just a marketplace,
Nope.
like where you would just bring in.
We started as private auto.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that was the whole idea, and we so So we started as private auto and
Okay.
and then start facilitating those transactions between private sellers, which and I kind of, through that journey, I took a different stance than I did with my last company. I started just being like open about what we're building, what we're doing, the good, the bad, and posting mostly on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
And through that journey, it was interesting. We had a number of dealers reach out to us like, hey, that looks really cool. Can we use that tech for buying cars from private sellers?
Yeah.
Because even for dealers, like, it's still a clunky deal for dealers.
Yeah, for sure.
And even some of these sellers, like, even though a dealer has this beautiful multi-million-dollar building, they think they're going to disappear overnight.
100%. Even today.
If they don't get their money right now.
Today that I saw that Cybertruck, right?
Yeah.
It was with Ali from Car Trackers.
Yeah.
They have a massive reputation. The guy's like, yeah, so you're going to pay off my loan, but I don't want to come out of I want you to pay it first, and then I'll pay you the difference afterwards.
Yeah, sure, buddy. I'm going to just
I
pay off your loan.
We're telling them, we're like, hey, like, you're going to get such a big headache. Like, we're being nice. Like, you're going to get such a headache from private party people.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to buy.
So like the dealers deal with the same stuff. Like, and people are still as sketchy with dealers like they are from another private party.
Isn't that crazy? So can you break down private auto? Like, what was it exactly? Like, because I know it was a big, like, what did you guys do? Like, hey, you guys brought leads on the platform. It was a place people can list. It's like, what was the offer that was there for people to go into private auto?
So it was really the first transactional marketplace for a private party car, where we were avoiding fraud, verifying identity of all parties.
People to people, basically.
People to people.
No dealers involved.
No dealers at all.
Okay, got it.
Purely peer-to-peer.
Nice.
And so, and I think the biggest thing is we created a unique banking structure, and we partnered with a traditional bank, and we were directly integrated with their back end, create account, close account, move money. And so, because one of the things that intrigued me was like, why has nobody done this?
Yeah.
Why has nobody created a way for two private parties to transfer high dollars in the moment anytime? Everything else stopped at like $3-4 grand.
Yeah.
And wire transfers aren't instant. They're, and you can't just like spin up a wire transfer like from your mobile phone.
Yeah.
Most people.
Yeah.
But so and also blockchain, crypto kind of inspired. It's like, wait a minute, if I can transfer high dollars and have certain verifications, and I can transfer around the world anytime, any place to any individual, why can't I do that in USD funds? But like, our banking system is awful. Like the ACH system, the way money moves, the way that the rails work with money, it's awful, and that's why it's rampant with fraud. Yeah. So technically what we created was, if you and I were doing a deal on the platform, is we both get verified, it would instantly spin up bank accounts in your name and one in my name on the fly behind the scenes. If I'm the buyer, I would onboard my funds, and now my funds are verified on the platform. But when you and I go meet to do the deal in the parking lot, and we sign bill of sale and agree to close the deal, it's like an interbank transfer. You'll get those funds in a second, even a Wednesday or a Saturday weekend, anything. In that very second. So now you as a seller, you have peace of mind to hand over title and walk away.
I just want to say something. Even though I'm in the acquisition space, I think private party deals are the most shadiest things in the world.
Yep.
My younger brother just sold his like CNG Civic. The guy that came was on a bike, and I'm like, bro, the guy was like 75 years old. He's like, Hassan, no, like, this guy knows how to fix. I was like, bro, why is he at the house right now? Like, why is this guy here? I had another time where I tried selling one of my cars. I told the guy, I said, look, this engine shakes. Like, it needs new, I forgot what it was, motor mounts.
Yeah.
The guy said he wanted to kill me. Like, he said, hey, like, your address is on this registration. I'm going to come here. I had to call the police, and I was like, I was actually scared for my life. I was like, dude, I told you this. And then on the other end, like today, I told you we bought a car, right? The guy was like 88 years old. I could see someone like that just getting taken advantage of. Left and right. Like, I don't know why it's so, it is so shady.
It is.
And like, when you were telling me that, like, I'm like, dude,
it's been the same deal since
you're
the
like, why
beginning of
hasn't
time.
anyone ever, try to change this thing?
Yeah.
I don't know why they're so shady. There's even like, one time my older brother was selling his BMW. Obviously, we're in the car business. He didn't want to do it with Ali, because at that time we actually worked with Ali. And he was so excited, but this guy has cash. And then he's like, hey, Ellie, can you help me? And for some reason, Ellie just came to the deal and he's helping my brother count the money. He's like, dude, this is all fake.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, hey, I just want to let you know we're calling the police right now. It's all fake money. He's like, what are you talking about? Blah, blah. But if he didn't come, my brother would have.
He would have been hosed. He'd been
done.
out. Yeah.
I don't know why it's shady like that.
Yeah.
And I think it's like, it makes me think like, why hasn't anyone changed this?
Yeah. Well, and even getting to deal now, it's like, as an entrepreneur, even this journey's taken so much longer than I ever thought it would.
Yeah.
Even knowing and learning all the good lessons that I learned before about building a business, it still takes forever to really grind it out. But I look back at this journey where we started at Private Auto.
Yeah.
And I almost think, well, wait a minute, like, I don't think there's anything I would have done differently because we're here today because of what we learned doing that. And to your point on Private Party, it was the best place to start because you don't know if buyer's legit, seller's legit, car's legit, or the money's legit. You don't know if anything's legit.
Yeah.
And so we had to solve for that.
Yeah.
And so, as we started getting opportunities to work with dealers, oh man, we already had the lessons learned. We already had so many fraud cases. We already had so many things that we had to button up and tighten up to make it a, dialed in process to get where we are. Does that make sense?
Yeah. It's actually, things are making more sense to me now because what I thought Private Auto was, now I know like this was actually the start of Deal Now. I thought Private Auto was just like a marketplace.
Yeah, it is a marketplace.
So like sometimes when we would talk about Private Auto and you're like, Hassan, I still like Private Auto. Now it makes sense. Now I know what Private Auto is. Like
it is its own separate. It's its own separate kind of marketplace transactional tool.
Deal Now, it's that, and now it's like that part of Private Auto, but on steroids.
That's right.
So this is a light bulb moment for me.
Awesome.
This is cool. So then, how was Deal Now born?
Yeah, so it started with a few dealers just thinking what we were doing is cool.
Yeah.
And them having, so like today, most of the DMSs aren't designed for that type of transaction.
Okay.
Most of their tools are built for the dealership sale, them selling a car to a person.
Mm-hmm. Well, take me a step back real quick. Mm-hmm. So like you brought dealers in the mix. Like you were doing Private Auto, you said it was peer-to-peer, no dealers. Mm-hmm. How did a dealer even get in the mix here?
We had a couple dealer groups actually invest in us. I even kind of just did a little like, hey, mostly kind of a friends and family. And then even I was strategically looking for like some people from the industry that could even give us some guidance. So there was a couple, awesome dealer groups that invested in Private Auto.
Okay.
Actually, that was even before Deal Now came about. And so, they were kind of bullish.
But what were they investing in basically? Because it was peer-to-peer, how would they benefit?
They were bullish on the technology because
just in general. Okay.
The industry needs a real peer-to-peer transactional tool like that.
Yeah. Okay.
But anyway, we even had some other dealers in the process, interested in some transactional software for the same concept, but them buying from a private seller, as well as our, the investors that invested in us.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of where it started. So it was actually a year ago today that we started on like really dialing in Deal Now and doing a branch of Private Auto and then purposing it for that use case.
Can you believe it's been only a year?
That's actually like
crazy.
A lot longer.
What day is this like? Are we celebrating an anniversary right now?
I mean, one of our biggest customers came on board this month, last year.
That's
and
amazing.
So, and it's humbling, and I'm grateful that it's cool coming into an industry and actually knowing that you're nothing, knowing that you're like, you have a vision and you're really like small.
Yeah.
That people like capture your vision and they believe in you and they're like, all right, like we want to stick with this. We know it's small now, but we want to ride this wave with you.
Yeah. 100%. I mean, look, when I met you guys and I had my first meeting, it was like jaw dropping for me, where I was like, for us as a company, I was like, this is the missing piece. Obviously there's more people, but this was like, I was like, this is huge. If I just present this solution as a partnership where, hey, we have this full stack, but we also have this partner as well, and it takes care of this whole thing, that there's no way I could do what you guys do. I'm not even interested in it. I mean, this 6 step, I mean, it's like, this is amazing. Like even sometimes when we talk to our dealers, I'm like, that's all Deal Now. Like they're gonna handle all that for you.
Yeah.
Right. Can you explain to us what Deal Now is? Like, what's the process like? What is actually? And I'm gonna tell you something really cool. One of our dealers last week, their first deal was actually like an upside down payoff.
Mm-hmm.
He was really sketched out because like when the guy put in the information, it was a different name, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But then when he verified it through Deal Now, like it matched up. Like the guy actually put his real ID, and he's like, "Well, this is not matching up with the CRM." And I was
Yeah.
like, "Hey." He's like, what do they do? Do they match the email or phone number? And I was like, I don't really know. And then I found out you guys match like the phone number with the cell phone. Like I was blown away. I was like, oh, this is perfect.
Yeah.
Can you explain to us what is Deal Now? What is the process like? What are all these things that you do?
Yeah. So a quick summary, Deal Now makes it faster and safer than ever to buy cars from private sellers.
Okay.
So that's the core purpose. But yeah, no, I think in there's a lot of companies out there that provides leads, which is super important.
Yeah.
But we pick up right where that lead says hello to the dealer. And so everything from offer to payment, that's what we do. Mm-hmm. So you can, a dealer can use our tool to just spin up an electronic deal room, shoot an invite, shoot a link to the seller, invite them in, they can get verified quickly. In our verification, like that we've kind of learned over the years, we do cell phone detection. We know that person is the same name on the carrier network.
Nice.
We do driver's license scan. We do selfie check. We do KYC behind the scenes. And that's an easy, like all that happens like within 60 seconds for the customer. So it's a pretty smooth user experience. Yeah. But at the end of the day, it's what we've learned about fraud too. It's the sum of the parts. There's not one tool out there that's like the catch-all. And so, A, we verify the parties. 2, they confirm the price, odometer, VIN. 3, they verify the title. And we can, for title and hand deals, it'll prompt them. They'll upload, scan the title. We'll scan it. We'll even compare it to the Navitas database. If it's loan payoff, we'll prompt the seller. We get first-party consent. They can look up the loan. We can match the loan to, the real loan for that person. We can generate a real-time payoff very fast right through the system. And we can handle negative equity deals. Yeah. So it kind of gives the dealer a heads up right there in the beginning whether like this is going to be is this going to be a no-go? Yeah. Because it's too much negative equity. And it'll even prompt the seller right there, oh, appears there's a negative equity amount. You'll need to deposit X amount in order for this deal to close. Yeah. They do it right there. Some of these sellers are already through the process before the dealer's even like catching up.
Wow.
And then they sign documents and then they fund it.
How long does that process take from they made the offer, I want $20K we agreed, to when they're funded? How long can that take?
On average, it can take anywhere from 5 minutes to 25 minutes.
Amazing.
But even then, it just depends on how teed up and ready to go it is.
Sure.
But it's cool. We've been tracking that. There's some of our dealers where we tracked before and after.
Yeah.
So, or they already know what it was before. Where, okay, they've got someone communicating with the client. They go prepare, and it's usually separate documents because their DMS doesn't do it. So they'll prepare their own, DocuSign or e-documents.
Yeah.
If it's not on dealer track, then they're calling banks or trying to verify loans.
Yeah.
Add up all that time, and they're waiting on accounting to cut a check, or sometimes it comes from a different office.
Yeah.
So you got to go to a different dealership, or you got to meet at a different place.
Yeah.
But on average, most deals take maybe 3+ hours at a lot of dealers for the customer to actually have funds.
That's why you guys don't buy cars, by the way.
In their hands.
Yeah.
And like we brought that down to on average 15 minutes, and the customer has funds in their bank account before they even walk out the door.
I'm going to throw you a reverse curveball right now.
Good.
Ready? Why should dealers not use Deal Now? Why is Deal Now not for them?
That's a great question. And I think, and it actually took us a little bit to learn this.
Sure.
But I think it's, if you're not in the game, if you are not allocating resources to buy cars from private sellers, if you are not recognizing that as a important source of inventory for your company, if you're just side saddling it, if you're just got 1 foot in, 1 foot out, you've got your, SDR, you've got your salesperson that, oh yeah, buy some cars too when you can.
Yeah.
Don't do it. But if you're in the game and you want to get serious about, really taking advantage of all these cars in your backyard that actually statistics show most of them are more retail ready, there's less reconditioning, you're making good margin on them, and they're in your backyard. Yeah. You just have to have a safe and consistent and transparent process to get them, Absolutely. A repeatable process. So I think our ideal customer is someone that is at least doing 20 plus acquisitions a month or wants to be doing 20 plus acquisitions a month. And then the other thing too, it's like interesting. I was talking to a dealer today, and I was almost happy to hear that they were only doing like 15 acquisitions, because I would, instead of already buying 100 cars a month and already having an administrative process where you have so many butts and seats to accommodate that process, it would be so much better if we were in at the foundation. And now you can build and scale your acquisition, your buy center, your process with this at the core. You will scale it so much farther and better. And at the end of the day, inefficiency is your biggest cost
100%.
when you want to scale.
100%. Walk me through this. Okay. So anybody that we work with that's serious, we want to train their buyers to purchase 20 to 30 cars a month, right? Like that's the end goal. And that for some dealerships, that's a good number. That changes their dealership forever. Yeah. That being said, do you think that, this is me just thinking out loud, I think that if the buyer is also trained on deal now, meaning they know how to buy the car and finish the deal, do we still need a controller? Do we need how could that make sense? Because I'm thinking now, right? Like if we have 3 buyers, right? Because 3 buyers puts you roughly about 100 cars. Obviously that means they got a pretty dialed in operation right there. Wow. How could that make sense? Do they need a controller? Like, no, Hassan, actually what would make sense for these guys is train them all on deal now. They can start their own deals and finish their own deals. What kind of checks and balances need to be put in place for that to make sense? Or does that not make sense?
No, it does. I mean, I think it depends on the operation. So whether you're a franchise, multi-location, whether you're operating from a kind of a single entity buy center, and then that's feeding the stores, and we can accommodate both. Okay. Whether it's a multi-rooftop strategy and you have kind of a manager per, one. But I think the, I think the strategy there is, how'd you ask that question again?
Should the buyers be trained on that?
Yeah.
And should they finish their own deals?
What I've seen so far is I actually think you can scale. What you don't have to scale is administrative. So you may have a couple buyers on the surface that are feeding, hunting, and bringing in those leads. Yeah. That's what I would scale, because now you can scale your pipeline and your acquisitions, 2, 3, 4x. Yeah. But now administrative does not scale proportionally like it did before. So instead of having 2, 3, 4 people behind the scenes that are managing, verifying titles, checking payoffs, creating loan payoff packages, overnighting stuff, sending out wires, coordinating pickups, like these different things, okay, all of that gets reduced. Yeah. But I do feel that, at the end of the day, technology is a tool.
100%.
And it does not replace people. Yeah. It doesn't replace real relationships. And that's one of the things that, I know there's still so many people in the industry like, wow, we like to, we like to talk to people. It's like, of course you do. You still do that. But at the end of the day, if you don't make it easy to do business with you, that business will slowly go away.
100%. Look, I'm in the back end of a lot of these acquisition companies. I see everything. And that's why for instance, anytime I speak and stuff, it comes from a place of experience. And I also know what's working and what's not working. Yeah. What are you seeing in the back end in your space? For specifically what you do, what's working for the big guys? Or what do you see people not doing and doing? Like, man, they don't do this and they definitely do this.
Well, it's hard when we come into an existing structure that has a lot of layers already.
Sure.
That's tough. because it can be very, disruptive to it.
Yeah.
There's like a dealer that we started working with, and I think their only complaint was they didn't start using it sooner.
Is there any big inefficiencies you've seen? Like if you were like, for instance, if you were talking to a controller, or the office lady is the one that does all these deals, like what would be your message to them? As an example, like there's some people that don't know, like your process is, you're doing this actually, like, you could do it like this. Like, wait, what? There's a better way?
Yeah, I think it's, at the end of the day, some of the people that do the good work around all this, they do have a process, and it is a lot of manual stuff, but they do have a process for it, and it works. I think sometimes you have to see it in the glass half full mentality. So for example, if we came into a company that already has a really good structure, great people, like they know their job, I'm not looking to replace those people.
Sure.
No, let's buy 3 times more cars with the same people.
Yes.
Let's go at it.
Yes.
And so now, like the way that I love software, I would rather have some key quarterbacks, some key people that oversee. They are the industry experts. They can oversee that process, whether it be titles or payoffs. And we actually have kind of permission levels in our platform too. So you could assign a group that, okay, you folks right near, you are the ones that need to sign off on title, or you need to sign off on payoff.
That's good.
Or this manager can be the one to do the final transfer of funds. And so from a CFO or accountant standpoint, we are bringing more control and visibility and transparency to this process than they ever had. And so, especially if it's a multi-rooftop, now they can have total transparency to every single acquisition that's happening, what stage it's at, whether it's started, it's halfway through, it's at this stage, it's closed, and even post-sale. They can see full notifications of, was the payoff payment made? Here's tracking number, here's copy of the check. Oh, bank already received it and the bank cashed it. Amazing. They have full visibility to that they're actually fumbling around, making phone calls, checking, following up to get that information.
You also had told me, you're like, hey, which I thought was huge, was like, hey, your team can save like 2 hours a day or 1 hour a day.
Yeah. Right.
That adds up.
Yeah.
If you're, because I hear this, like, oh, I'm so busy. Sorry, I can't talk to you. I got to finish this deal. I got to do this. Like, dude, you're leaving 40 hours on the table every month. You
would be surprised if a dealership really put a time clock on every single step of the process. Yeah. You got to do a wire? Okay, like I know how that works. You got to create a profile. In some companies, it has dual approval. Mm-hmm. Then you got to trigger the wire. And then, it's like, how much time do you just take on that? Yeah. Gone, done, don't have to do anymore. Yeah. Who's putting together loan payoff packages? Who's printing the checks? Who's getting it authorized? Yeah. Done. Does 0 minutes now. Yeah.
You said earlier, as you scale, it's chaos.
Yeah.
It's crazy. We need to optimize better on your time. You're not going to get more time.
Yeah.
I can do it. Better tools. What's next for Deal Now? You guys are celebrating 1 year. What's the goal for 2026? You guys working on anything? Is anything cool?
We're working on lots of stuff.
Yeah. Anything you're able to share, or anything you're working towards this year that you're open to sharing?
I think number one, we want to put our arms around our current customers and love them and hold them tight.
Yeah.
And we want them to have the absolute best experience that they possibly can.
You sound like your dad. I love that.
But at the end of the day, it's like, that's our precious gold. We need our core power users that are using the product and it is making a difference, in their business. And then at the same time, we're learning from them. We're close to them.
Yeah.
We're grinding out even more inefficiencies and we're making it better. But there's cool things that we're doing around Service Drive. Like one of our companies, we're integrating with one of the major DMSs, and they're actually right in their Deal Now platform. They'll have every single car the second an RO is open, they'll have that lead show up right in their Service Drive, and the used car manager or the buyer could just make offers on any of those cars that they want, and it's now connected right to the transactional platform.
That's amazing.
So that's one of many things, and anyway, lots of things we're doing around cash offer, and at the end of the day, we're riding the pulse of our customer right now. Now that our customers really embraced our core product, and it's taken shape within their business.
Yeah.
Now now's the fun part where you you identify the new opportunities as it like takes shape out in the wild.
Yeah.
So there's things
that.
that we're learning from our customers now.
I'll tell you this, almost every demo that I do now, like when I met you guys, I realized like, dude, I believe in the team. 2, I believe in the product. Like, I think like now for us, it's also helped me be more confident when we're doing demos where I'm like, dude, I'm telling you, we have the full solution.
Oh,
Not the whole thing isn't from me, it's from this guy too, but we have it. Like if you're actually there and you're ready, it makes sense. So I just want to say thank you. I love the work that you guys are doing. I love the team. I think the problem you're solving is huge. It's not going to be for all dealers, but the ones that are serious and understand this is more than just buying and selling cars. This is a business that you can scale and make good money and treat people good. You guys are on the right path. I love all of it.
Thank you so much.
And I really believe in it. I really, really do. Like, I also told him earlier, I was like, this name Deal Now is like, it's the coolest thing. It's like, hey, can I buy your car? Hey, let's make a deal now.
Let's just do a deal now.
I love that. He was a rapper in his like old past life for sure. Like that's cool.
Yeah.
I have one last question for you. This is how we finish all the podcasts. Okay. So before I ask it, you can go anywhere you want with this. You can do business, life, family, anything. The question, you ready? So I have a saying that I live by. It's do something now that your future self will thank you for.
Huh.
Do you have any advice for anybody? Is there something that they could do today that their future self will thank them for?
I think it's pretty simple. I mean, be kind. Be kind in business, be kind in life. There's so many, at the end of the day, even within the automotive industry, we're all kind of eating from the same tree to some aspect. And so, many industries can be kind of small when you think about it.
Yeah.
And so, be kind, treat people well, and you'll find that you'll do really well. And so I don't know. It's always just helped me. And I think there's actually certain people in this industry that I was talking to Oakley about this, before, where there's some like really big companies. Yeah. And even when I kind of came into the stage and, just this new company, new idea, that happens all the time. Yeah. And, but there's actually been some people from this industry that they just like believed in what we were doing from the beginning. And I have a special place in my heart for people that were kind and like they believed in us. Yeah. And so, yeah, I don't know. I think that's one of the things is just, be kind.
I love it.
And it comes back to you.
That's amazing. Look, if you're a dealer watching this podcast or an entrepreneur or a father or you have kids, Brad Parker, you can find him on LinkedIn.
Yep.
Correct. You most likely will be seeing him May 15th and 16th in Orange County, California
for
our first ever vehicle acquisition conference. He'll be speaking and he'll be workshopping and he'll have a booth. I really appreciate your time. I'm very excited. If you're a dealer and you want to take private party acquisition serious, actually, 2 things. You work with us and you work with them. Guys, thank you so much, and we'll see you on the next show.